girls. So we are going to be exploring governments. And so it's really important to understand how to ask questions and what answers we're going to get for our questions. So I've put up one type of government behind me, democracy, and they have direct and indirect. Now they said that direct democracy is really good in small groups. So I could always think about some questions about when would the direct democracy beat out indirect democracy, which is something that the US and Canada have, where a group of people vote on on people to represent their thoughts and their ideas. So it's just like our student council, right? This is just like our student council where we vote on people to represent what we think is right, or people we believe in, or people we say that we like their ideas, we're voting for them first, and they go and represent us. Whereas a direct democracy, something is small groups where you all can vote. So this could be like a class situation, right? So like in class, when I ask you to vote on something, that could be a small group, and that's democracy. Democracy is when everybody gets a say. So everybody gets a voice and gets to vote and have their voice heard. Now that we understand democracy a little bit more, we need to start thinking of how we could ask questions that would help us understand democracy even more. So one question could be, when is it a good idea to move from a small group, a direct democracy, to an indirect democracy? So I want you to look at this question and see, is this question a very open-ended question, or is it going to give me a solid answer? Remember when we talked about thick questions that I can dig deep into, or thin questions that give me the answer right away? So when is it a good idea to move from direct democracy to indirect democracy? Is it going to be a thick, or is it going to be thin? Think about that, because I think that people are going to kind of go both ways. But what I could say, how could I make this a thick question? What I want you guys to do is start thinking about how to turn this into a thick question, and then when we talk later on, we'll be able to look at it. Because I want to make sure that we are diving deep into democracy. It could be, why does democracy work for some countries and not others? Now, is that a thick or thin question? Is that a better question than the question I had above? Or are these questions going to help each other out? So as we're working through this unit, because we're not able to be together, I want you to really think of questions, and in your book as you're going along, write down any questions, thick or thin, that you have. But if you read a thin question, think about how you can make it thick to help you really understand the different types of government. There are so many different types of governments that we're going to explore. We want to make sure that we're going nice and deep and understanding them completely. So I can't wait to hop onto Zoom and chat some more with you and hear about your questions.